just in terms of the players unavailable from Sunday, would you say that's probably one of the most costly 2 points that you've been involved with?
Yeah, costly 2 points. I really don't think we're a poorly disciplined team. You know, I see, and this didn't have any about Lee Mossop, by the way, but Lee Mossop, because Conrad went at him, you know, Lee Mossop sparks Conrad Earl out, knocks him out, gets carried off, misses 2 games with head injuries, and Lee gets 2 games. And obviously, we got 2 blokes, one suspended, one not, on charges of touching the referee. I'm not sure it had knocked the dandruff off his collar, but they're applying the laws. You know, the guys from Match Review and the panel last night, you know, we had a really fair hearing with the judge and 2 ex-League players on the panel, had a really fair hearing, and they've got to stick to the rules. And so unfortunately, we lose Alex Mellor on, you know, a really, really tough period of fixtures. And as I say, they are sticking to the rules, but, you know, it's a careless incident at best. And we lose some more players. Yeah, look, Luke threw punches. He had a knee placed on his neck, which is very, very dangerous. Unfortunately, the cameras didn't pick that up. Bodine threw a punch. But look, last year we played Catalan in a game, and if you remember, Brad Dwyer got smacked in the mouth. And, you know, I thought we had a poor reaction from our players to that. And if you remember, you know, it didn't incur a penalty. Subsequently, Match Review, but it didn't incur a penalty on the night. And I think our players, you know, certainly made a pact to each other. They wouldn't allow that again. So Melly, when one of your players get knocked out, it's probably, you know, no side in the competition. You wouldn't see a reaction from the teammates. So yeah, it's disappointing. The head injury situation given Ash Hanley and Conrad Earl, and the fact that we've got games back to back doesn't help that, the schedule. But it is what it is, James. You know, we'll roll our sleeves up, we'll get on with it, and see what this week and next week throws at us, because I don't think there's really been too many weeks gone by where we've had to deal with you know, some issues of some sort, and a lot of them, mate, I think, you know, they're not issues of our own doing, really.
How is Connie?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he's all right, but he was out cold on the field, so he's clearly got a mandatory 7 days. Ash weren't real good after his head knock in the Test match in the All Stars game. So Ash is again still on his return to play, but he was dusty and groggy, and it took him a while. Took him a number of days to come around from it. So he'll miss this on a Monday too.
How long are you expecting to be without Richie with his finger? It was pretty gory, wasn't it?
Yeah, they said 3 to 4 weeks, but we're hoping that his healing powers, that it's the infection that's the worry, James. He needs the wound to heal. Hopefully by the Catalans game, which is sort of be a 2 week, hopefully we can shave that 3 week into 2 week and the wound is healed. His finger feels good, surprisingly, because I think the X-rays went out there. It was a pretty gruesome injury. The way it opened up and the way his finger had obviously displaced. But he's tough as Richie. I don't think he's ever given as much credit as he's needed to for how tough a little competitor he is. And he's keen to try and get himself back in contention for the Catalan game.
So all that rolled in, how challenging has it been to put a side together for this week?
Yeah, it's been challenging, as we know. It's been challenging most of the year. You know, rarely have we had sort of less than 10 players available. I think we've 9 or 10 this week at our last count, but it's the calibre of those players, James, as well. Look, the silver lining to the cloud is, you know, the short-term pain that we're having is, you know, our young players are getting some great exposure to first grade and doing a really, really good job for us. And, you know, we'll rely heavily on them this week. You know, an example, we saw Tommy Allride come off the bench last week after, you know, a long time out and a broken leg. And, you know, Tommy was superb. So, again, we're looking for those young guys to step up to the plate. It'll be Matty Pryor's 3rd game in 6 days. So will Cruz. So will Mikolecki. So we are looking for a massive effort from our younger guys tomorrow. Yeah, it's difficult, James. It's difficult when you've got such short turnarounds, because by the time we finish as rest and recovery, we really haven't got time to prepare the team in any way, shape or form.
So Rob Louis and Callum McClelland in the squad, are we likely to see those guys for the first time?
Yeah, we're hoping so. Even after team and look, we've not quite finalised our 17. We're at 18 at the moment, and we'll decide on our last sub spot. Definitely one of them will play, and potentially two, but we'll see tomorrow, mate.
What about Lee? What do you expect from them? Because they've got nothing to lose, have they, at all?
No, nothing to lose, and I know the losing record at the moment is not being. The losing record is lost every game, but we actually see some promising shoots in the team. I certainly think offensively, they've shown a willingness to throw the ball about. I think they've certainly got some strike in the backs. The half-backs get their hands on the ball, as does Bell, the loose forward. He touches the ball an awful lot for a middle, and he's got some real good skills. They're prepared to shift the ball. They've got some strike in the centres. The wingers are good, both good out of backfield. So we've seen enough ball movement, enough positivity, and good signs when they've had the ball to suggest if they get enough of the ball, they can ask you some real questions. The hookers play well off the back of any ruck speed and off the back of any offload or second phase. And I like their attitude with the ball, James. I think they're turning up and having a red hot crack with the ball. Defence, the numbers will tell you that defence has been an issue for them. But I really think if you don't take care of the ball and turn them over in good spots, mate, they'll ask you questions. And I like the style of play and the way that try and move you around.
At the same time, how much of a test is it of attitude, really, that the players don't look at that win-loss record and think it's going to be in a simple 2 points?
No, I don't think that's going to be an issue for us, because of the challenges we're facing and the need to, step up to the plate. We've got a lot of inexperience playing. We've got players playing out of position again, and we've got players playing on heavy workloads. So I think our guys, we don't need to put the fear factor up to our guys that Lee are going to be a challenge. We know that, but we've got our own challenges from a performance point of view, what we face this week. But again, I think we've got a really positive bunch of guys, and the games that we have gone down this year, when we have had to do this against some of the top sides in the competition, I think we've shown we've gone down swinging. Now the challenge for us on the back of 2 wins is to manufacture and get that same effort and that same intensity, but get a performance that's good enough to get the 2 points. So, look, I think we're capable of doing that, but at the same time, we're not dismissing a team that's not had a win and coming as the bottom of the league team. They will see this as a great opportunity, and I'm sure their coach will be finding some positives from pretty much the last 3 or 4 performances. He'll be able to pull some things out of there. So yeah, it's an interesting game, and it's one that, look, I think the excitement in our team and the determination to keep us run going is very much there.
Just finally for me, you're just saying Richie Myler possibly doesn't get the credit he deserves. Luke Briscoe, if he plays, will make his 150th career appearance. Would you say he's another one that maybe externally doesn't get the same sort of credit?
Yeah, possibly. I think, look, Luke is a real quiet achiever. No fuss. You sort of know what you're going to get out of him every week. His numbers are always pretty good, James, in terms of the meters that he pulls out and the amount of collisions he wins and to play the ball to get our sets going. And yeah, I think guys that play with him appreciate what he does for you. I think when he's had a couple of really good wingers in front of him for a long time in terms of Tommy and Ash, but he's always ready to step up to the plate when we need him. And this year, again, he's some real unsung performances for him.